1990.
Do you know, can you tell me how many people come here each year?
Yeah, well, it's increasing every year, but the general figure for the past 4 years is between 250 and 300,000.
Do you know why?
I suppose as you get further away from the Beatles, they become less a band and more of a kind of iconic figure in pop culture, and that element plays a bigger part in getting people to an exhibition, because iconic figures draw more people than a band.
Could you tell me what is the client profile who come the most?
In terms of age and kind of the type of person that comes, there is no typical client.
No.
There is no. We get more visitors from overseas than we do from the UK. So it's split 60-40. Yeah. So the UK is still our biggest market because we've got the 40%, but we do get more overseas visitors than people from the UK.
And do you know where they're from?
Yeah, well, our biggest market outside of the UK is the USA.
USA?
Yeah, and then the European countries like France, Germany, Italy, we get a large proportion of people from those countries, as well as a hugely increasing number from South America, so Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Asia, China, Japan.
Yeah.
That's an increasing number as well. In fact, China was a big increase last year.
Yeah. So, what are the languages that you can provide?
Oh, well, there are 10 languages. I'm not too sure if I can rattle them off. Let me try. So we've got English, Polish, Russian, French, Italian, German, Brazilian Portuguese, Mandarin, Japanese. I'm not sure if I've said Japanese. And we do have printouts of more languages as well. So
Just a long time that you had the audio guide, or?
The kind of an idea of an audio guide's been here since the start, but the audio on the audio guide gets refreshed about every 5 years.
Okay.
And the last time we refreshed it, we got John Lennon's sister to read the text. She reads the English guide and the French guide as well, because she speaks French. But the other audio guides are read by various voice actors in their native tongue. It started in the millennium really, so between 2000 and 2010 we increased the audio guides. There wasn't a date where we went from 1 to 10 audio guides. We've been 1 and then we added another 1, and then last year we added Brazilian Portuguese. So perhaps next year we will add another language.
Could you tell me about the rights you personally need to open a museum dealing with the Beatles?
We contacted the photographers for the images directly. So a lot of the images are from the photographers who took them themselves. And over the years, since the start of the exhibition, Apple Beatles, not Apple, acquired the rights to a lot of those images, but they've been quite lenient in the usage of them because we did purchase them before the date of Apple acquiring. And then in terms of, for instance, we're playing music now, we pay for that every year in terms of a licensing fee. I'm not too sure who that's done by, but I know we pay every year.
In France, when you think Liverpool, a lot of people think about the soccer. What would you answer to that? Do you think it's the same thing for the country? Because I didn't know really before that Liverpool was the city of Beatles. And so do you think Liverpool is really well known for the Beatles, or is more well known for the soccer, or the other museum that you have in Liverpool?
Yeah, well, I think it's quite fair that people would know Liverpool from football because there's a huge football history in Liverpool. Um, but if you go over the world, there are various places like Japan and China where football isn't a huge deal. It's still a big deal, but it's not their first sport like it is in France and it is in the UK. And when they think of Liverpool, they do think of the Beatles. And there are quite a lot of countries that go for football. And it's kind of Brazil's an odd one because I mean Brazil is huge on football, but yet they're also huge on the Beatles. They had a carnival in either last year or the year before, and it was the biggest carnival in Brazil. And the kind of headline act was a band called Sargento Pimenta or something like that, which is Brazilian Portuguese for Sergeant Pepper. But there are certain places that will think of football and certain places that will think of the Beatles.
So you think a lot of people think Beatles when they think Liverpool?
Yeah, it's dependent on location, I think.
And do you have a partnership with the other attractions?
Yeah, there's a Beatles group which is The Cavern, us, The Beatles Story, and A Hard Day's Night. We work together on various projects. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, it's the way I see it is music is the most popular thing on earth. It crosses every culture. It would be a shame to not make the tourist industry out the most popular thing on earth. And that's only increasing as well. Because as popular music ages, it is getting its legacy status with bands like the Beatles. So it is getting a real selling point in terms of tourism attractions and tourism.
Do you say that only for Liverpool or for the
No,
rest
not
of the
at
world?
all. At all. Rest of the world, I think as the years progress, there'll be more areas that will. And I know Graceland in Texas, I think it's Texas, got a huge industry revolving around Elvis. And Elvis's industry, in terms of tourism, started before the Beatles. So it is as years progress and that legacy